Hello, darling love beams. Da, 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 da. Leo Dawson refuses to be categorized as the podcast. Today I'm just having a catch-up, talk shit in the car, entrepreneur in car, on school run, heading home. One of my kids is sick today, and so my husband stayed home with them, and I dropped my other kid into school. And then I had to go to an osteopath afterwards to get my neck and shoulders continuously worked on. My osteopath says that my body's actually doing really well and is like the least amount of fucked up she'd seen it. So that's really nice. That's so cool. And I have been doing daily neck and shoulder yoga, just a 10-minute YouTube routine, just because to try and stave off headaches and pain and stuff, and it seems to be working. Who'd have fucking thought it? Anyway, so I'm just thought it'd be nice to have a wee catch up, let you know what I'm thinking, because I might take I took the last week off, and I might take some more time off. And I'll tell you why in just a second. Cue the music. No, I don't know. I'm still not going to be one of those shows that has fucking parts to it with music, except for the music that just comes spontaneously out my mouth. Oh, okay, so I'm heading home. I have been out for 3.5 hours. If I was out with my husband, this would have taken 2 hours. But it didn't, and I'm like, how is it nearly fucking midday? And I dropped my kid off at 8 o'clock. Like, how did this happen? And then I was like, oh, it's because I am a maximalist. I'm like, what else can I do now? So, dropped my kid off. I had some time before my osteopath appointment, so I went to my favorite bookstore / cafe. I had some tea. I had some cake. Yes, it was only 8:15 in the morning, but cake. Then osteopath, then furniture store, just to have a browse, because I've got these open shelves, like a bookcase for my kids' art supplies at the moment, and it kind of drives me fucking crazy because shit just ends up on the ground all the time, and it looks messy as fuck. So I've been thinking I actually probably just need to get a closed cabinet kind of situation, and so I started to have a closed cabinet. I told my husband about this, and he texted me a link. Officeworks has this kind of art cabinet kind of storage unit as well. So I went over to Officeworks to have a squiz and see if they had anything. They didn't have it in stock, so I'd have to go and look online. So I just took photos of furniture and their prices, so I'll go home and think about it, because I don't want to make any impulse purchases. I just want to try and get things that fit. It's tricky, right? So like I've got a lot of shelves, like open shelving units, because like Steiner, Montessori kind of thinking is if you have stuff displayed, kids can access it and they can use it more and all that kind of stuff, which is cute, like when they've got all their fluffy toys and stuff, like nice. But once like they're kind of a little bit past that and they have a lot more board games and art supplies and a lot of shit, sometimes I just think, no, I don't want to see that all the time. I don't want to see so much fucking clutter. And I'm not even a minimalist, and I'm not a declutterer. Like, I'm not a very condo-ish kind of person. But still, it's gotten to the point where I'm like, I need to do something about this. Jesus Christ, even just some doors to cover that shit out and stop all the paper from just flooding out onto the floor. So that's what I'm thinking about. What else did I do? Oh, I grabbed some takeaway, grabbed some groceries, set some packages off. I bought like a giant box of Caitlin Moran's phenomenal book, How to Be a Woman. And I sent off a bunch of packages to good friends with the book in it. And then I've got a local group of friends that I'll give the rest of the copies to. I ordered them through my local favorite bookstore so that it was a bit, it was pricier to buy a box of books, but I thought it was kind of made me feel a bit better. I still buy a lot of stuff on Amazon because it's really hard to get those titles elsewhere, but for something that I could order in, I thought that was cool. Last month, you might have noticed, was a really big month for me. So I was doing my daily blogging, daily podcasting. We were doing our huge sale to double the prices on some of my programs. We ended up bringing like $150,000 worth of sales in, which is super cool. And also just that amount of activity left me feeling completely not completely, but just a little bit burnt out. So I was just like, oh, wow, okay, this has been big. And that's natural, I think. Like when you think about farmers, I come from a farming background, there's always going to be a harvest and a busy time, and the fruits of your labor come to fruition, and then afterwards the ground needs to be fallow for a while, and you kind of re-nurture it before you plant new seeds again, and that's definitely how I'm feeling right now. Just I need to let my field lay fallow just for a little bit. So I didn't really work last week, apart from a couple of interviews that I had to do. And I thought maybe just 1 week would be enough, but I'm still not feeling like the creative seeds germinating inside me yet. So I think I need to take some more time off and continue just to let it be fallow. And of course, I've still got, my people still working and everything's still getting delivered because, that's how things work in an automated business. I still do the group coaching calls that I need to do, but in terms of being wildly creative and pushy at the moment, it's really not the time for that for me. So I don't know how long this fallow period will last, whether it'll be just another week, or if I end up taking, and I just think, oh my God, what if I actually took the next kind of month off in a way and not push myself to do and really just focus on what needs to be focused on, which right now it needs to be focused on is my health a little bit, in that I'm working with a naturopath now. I've got to go through a bunch of different tests for things to see if I'm going through menopause or perimenopause or whatever, or if there's other things that are a little bit out of whack, because I'm not feeling super tippy-toppy at the moment. I'm groovy, but I'm not super tippy-toppy, so I thought a reset with a naturopath would be good. And I've got a couple of financial things that I want to get sorted. We've got some a new kind of company structure that happens behind the scenes. It makes no fucking difference to my actual business, but it's something that we've been working for about a year, and it's starting to come to fullness now. And most of all, I feel very called to doing stuff at home. So there's a bunch of things that I want to, I'm just feeling itchy. I feel like I've got spring cleaning fever, even though it's not spring in Australia, it's autumn. But I just want to reset the house a bit. So therefore, fucking art storage and, calling in the charity company to pick up some things that we've had sitting there that need to go onto new homes, and also going through the kids' stuff and working out, what they've grown out of, and also what they're not using anymore, and what books they're not, they're past reading, and just a reset, really. Everything just feels a little bit cluttered and a little bit dirty, and everywhere I see fucking projects that need to be done. So I'm maybe I need to have a bit of a life month this month, not necessarily bring in anything new, new creative projects, but kind of get my bases cleared and organized and streamlined and simplified again so that I can race ahead. So I'm not sure if that's what I'll end up doing. That's what I'm thinking about currently, and I thought I'd let you behind the scenes of what I'm thinking about. Meanwhile, I've been looking out for where I live. They have a lot of sporting events. There's a lot of very, very fit people that live here, especially people who are in their 70s and 80s and 90s who are super fit. I feel like this is where like the super fit people of Australia come to retire. And I need to like be real with you. The amount of people that I have perved on bikes, right? Like you drive up behind them and you're like, holy shit. Look at those legs. Look at that ass. Like that is some finely tuned muscles right there. And then you drive past them and you look back and you realize like they're fucking old. They are like great grandparents of age. Like I have just perved on way too many elderly grandparents and grandmothers. Like I was not expecting that. Like they have the leg muscles of a 25-year-old, you know, like absolutely phenomenal. Anyway, this weekend I noticed like a lot of signs out, and my husband said, I feel like something's in the air because I'm seeing a lot of people running, but more so than usual, running like really fast. Like they're not even being chased by anything, but they're running like super fast. So I was like, let me see if there's any road closures this weekend for sporting events. And yes, the Ultraman triathlons, sorry. And let me tell you what these motherfuckers got up to. They swam for 10 kilometers. They rode their bikes for 60 kilometers, just a little warm down. The next day, they ran not one, but two fucking marathons, two full-length marathons. Fuck me, 80 kilometers, get fucked. And then the next day they did a 300-kilometer bike ride to warm down. What the actual fuck, guys? Like, one marathon's not enough for you? You're going to do all of that? That's amazing. That is amazing. So, no wonder they have, like, asses made of steel if this is the shit they're getting up to in their spare time. Humans, what an amazing species. Right, I'm home now. I'm going to have some Japanese. Got some udon noodles with teriyaki chicken. Oh, yes! I'm very fucking excited. And we'll see what else is going to be ticked off my list. Anyway, I just wanted to catch up and say, hi, I love you. I am a little bit quiet at the moment. I probably will be quiet for a little while until the seeds start germinating again, because I'm Fallow, motherfuckers. All right, love you all. Blessings. And, like, you know, best wishes, kind regards. All that stuff. We nailed it.